Hey y'all, it's been a long day. It's been a long week. I've had a lot on my mind, and sometimes when I have a lot on my mind, I have a hard time making a video because I can't quite seem to get my thoughts all put together in a concise manner. But since I have so much on my mind, I'm just gonna choose a topic and just get it off my head. These videos are a good way for me to do that. And I'm still a small channel, and I know that the ones that find these messages are the ones that are meant to. So yeah, so what I have on my mind is the topic of loneliness. And first of all, I think that in order to understand a topic or subject, empathy is gained through experience. So I've had struggles with loneliness before. For me, it's a combination of needing to be alone, the stimulation and people's stuff gets to be too much for me. I'm a person that needs a lot of alone time. And, but at the same time that I want to be alone, I want to connect with other people, and it's too difficult to do so. And I know a lot of you can relate to this. So, so sometimes, loneliness can be a physically painful thing. You feel it in your body. So, my point being that I know a little bit about what loneliness can do to a person. I spent a lot of time as a child, isolated, having troubles in groups and stuff like that. And then as an adult, I, I, I I have a social job, so it's not that I'm alone all the time, but I definitely spend a lot of time alone and seek isolation as a way to heal and just maybe I'm just used to it. Maybe it's just the way my personality is or whatever. But so my point is, I have a friend. She doesn't watch my videos or anything, and I don't think her family does either. So I don't think they'll see this. So I don't want to shame her or make her feel bad, but I do think this story can help other people, and I think that's the important part. So this woman, she's an older lady. I'm guessing she's in her late 60s, and she's lonely, terribly lonely since her husband died. And it's been really, now this is not a stupid woman, and it's not a silly woman. She's a conservative woman, and a very, very cool chick, a really cool chick. And it's been very painful for me to watch her slow decline. She's isolated a lot of the time, and she's fallen for one of those scammers. So she thinks this guy's gonna marry her, and he's been jerking her along for, I don't know how long it's been now. It must be going on a couple years. And I used to be envious of her financial situation because she's retired. Her husband passed away, but left her really well set up. She had a beautiful home. She could take trips, buy what she wanted, decorate her house, do whatever she wanted, basically. And now she's homeless. She's living in a hotel. And she doesn't even have the money she needs for just the basics, because this catfish person calls her every night, tells her how much he loves her and stuff, if it's a he. And again, this isn't a stupid person. She is not a foolish woman. I just believe she's a lonely woman, and slowly she has lost her friggin' mind. Like, I believe now she's at the place of mental illness. Um, I couldn't say this to her. She would disown me as a friend. But it's been driving me crazy, and it's been driving her friends and family that care about her crazy too. Oh, excuse me, it's late and I'm tired. She's lost her car. She's convinced that Ed McMahon or somebody's going to show up at her door and she's going to win some big grand prize. And again, this isn't a stupid woman. This is what happens when people are isolated and some hustler knows the exact thing to tell you to make you feel loved and not alone. So she thinks that she's going to get married and this guy's going to throw this big lavish wedding in Vegas, and one of her wedding gifts is a pink personal plane or something from Tom Cruise. You can see how crazy it's getting. And this is a rational woman, y'all. She's no fool. She thinks that they're going to get married, and she's never seen him. She just talks to him and hears their voice, and oh, excuse me. And it's just hella sad. Very, very sad. And my point of my video is, if you're lonely, there's no shame in being alone. People aren't meant to be alone. And if you need someone to talk to, sometimes the person that wants to be your friend isn't the person you want to be friends with. Maybe they're not the age you want them to be, or the gender you want them to be, or the income level that you want them to be, or superficial things like their looks or whatever. So if somebody's reaching out and they're willing, excuse me, I'm really tired. If they're willing to be your friend, take it. Take the friendship and don't judge where it's coming from. As an older gal, I turned 57 on the 1st. Crazy. I know that when I was younger, maybe people had reached out to me that I didn't even see it in that way. And now as an older woman, I have lots of different age and types of friends. And I'm grateful to all y'all, if any of y'all are watching this. And you know, friends don't always support what you're doing. Like, I have a lot of people that I know love me, but I can't get them to support this YouTube channel, even though it means a lot to me. So I have to accept them for the love that they are willing to give me in the way that they're willing to give it. But this woman, I really, really love her, and I'd love to be more in her life, but I don't think I'm really welcome, kind of thing, and I'm not sure exactly why. I've tried to friend her before, and I've been to her house a few times, but for whatever reason, I don't fit the bill for whatever type of friend she's looking for, or maybe she's just so broken and isolated that she doesn't know how to be friends anymore. I know, excuse me, I know she loves me. I know this is not my most professional video with all the yawning or whatever, but I'm tired and this is on my heart. And so if I make this video, it makes me, it calms me a little bit and gets my thoughts out of my head and out into the universe. And I know that whoever's meant to hear it, even if it's one person, you know, that maybe it'll affect them in whatever puzzle piece I'm supposed to be sharing for them to finish their puzzle. So I know what it is to be alone. I know what it is to be painfully alone and isolated. And that's, I think, is probably why I have so much empathy for this woman. you know, when she makes a post about working in the garden or what she's cooked for the day or whatever, she doesn't get that many responses. But when she posts about this person that's supposed to marry her and another failed wedding attempt because the person couldn't show up because of some other excuse or reason or whatever, she's just slowly declined. And I don't know if there's any way you can help somebody that you see that's starting to become isolated and they're lonely, or a family member that you haven't called in a long time. People need to hear your voice. Don't text them. People are becoming more and more isolated, and it's not healthy, and it's real fucked up. And to watch this woman go from having, you know, plenty of money, a beautiful home, to living in a hotel room, and now her money is being controlled by her loving daughter, who she won't talk to and is furious with because her daughter's had to go to court to get responsibility of her Social Security and tax money and whatever income she has, because otherwise this person will get it. She's lost her car, she's lost her home, and it's really, really fucking sad. So don't judge people and think that they're stupid, that they get fooled by some hustler. It's mental illness, and it can happen to anybody. And this is a really, really kind and good woman, a really smart woman. And here she is. She gets attention when she does a post about this damn person she's supposed to marry that ain't ever going to happen. And then she gets angry, and people are being kind and trying to show her the truth, but she just can't see it. She can't see it, and it's really, really sad. So again, try to be patient with somebody if you know somebody being catfished and you know what they're going through. It happens to young people too. You know, they think some chick or dude loves them and the person doesn't even exist. It's just an online personality of some sort, or some Nigerian dude at a cafe somewhere. And you know, that's their job, to hustle people. They're good at their job. They're they know exactly what to say to somebody who's hurting. And again, people aren't meant to be isolated. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about this dear, sweet woman and how sad I am that she's lost everything and lives in a hotel room with her cat. And I just think it's the saddest and probably avoidable. It's just been sad to watch her decline. And I guess I'm just making this video because I can put it out into the universe that I love this woman and I wish I could help her, and I don't think anybody can help her at this point. And it's just going to be sad to watch as she slips off into whatever madness or whatever ends up happening from here on out, because this person, I don't think, is ever going to show up. Obviously, all the stars in Hollywood aren't going to show up at this dear little sweet old lady's wedding, you know, to this person that she's never even seen. And the promises of some big, you know, Ed McMahon grand prize thing or whatever. And, you know, it's, they're delusions, but, I think people develop these sorts of delusions as a survival mechanism. And for people, if you know someone like this, to not be mad at them, to try to be patient with them, but try to intervene. And the disease of loneliness is a really sad, sad thing. And again, we're meant to be tribal peoples. We're meant to feel a part of a group and be an integrated important part of the group. And when you spend a lot of time alone, things can happen to people's minds and hearts and souls. And sometimes that damage can't be undone. And it's really, really sad. So again, if you're lonely, reach out. If you know somebody lonely, reach out. And I don't mean by a text or a post. I mean call them or show up at their house, even though nowadays it's considered rude to visit somebody and just show up at their house. I think sometimes it's a good thing. I think people just knowing that they're loved, they're not alone, is an important thing. And yeah, that's just but what's been on my heart. Excuse all my yawning. I'm super tired, and I've just had my dear friend on my heart, and I wish there was something I could do for her and for her family to help make the situation better. And I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try again and see what it gets me. But it doesn't hurt to try again to talk to her. But and not mention this fantasy person or whatever, because you know it's a shameful thing, when you're an intelligent person and you're being hustled. Sometimes you just keep going along with the ruse because of your pride or wishful thinking or something. So yeah, I just wanted to get that off my heart. And if you're lonely, there's no shame in being lonely. And if you're physically hurting from loneliness, know that that's normal and you're not alone, and other people have felt that too. And try to do something, anything that you're comfortable with that can ease your loneliness, so that you don't end up having, mental illness and delusions. And again, this can happen to anybody. And I think that's why we're all being isolated more and more through AI and social media. Social media is better than nothing in some ways, I suppose, to get to talk to other people. But in another way, it's isolating too. I think people need human contact. So yeah, that's what's on my mind. If you're lonely, I send you love. And my friend, I don't think you're ever going to watch this, but if you ever do, know that I don't judge you. I love you. I wish we could be closer. I feel so bad for people's pain when they're suffering like this. And I just want to put a big orb of love around anybody out there. If you happen to be watching this and you're feeling lonely, I hope you can feel this golden orb of embrace around you and know that you are significant, you matter, you are part of the one source of all that is. We're all one, and that means you too. So one love, and big, big, big love sent out to the lonely tonight. Shine on, yo. Do your best.